Okay, so we're going to first take notes on the elimination method, okay? Because we have learned the substitution method and the equal values method, but today we're going to learn the all-important elimination method. So first thing we need to do is take notes on this. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Oh, I could zoom in. Okay. So, whoa, sometimes it has, oh my goodness. Sometimes I have trouble moving stuff around, the documents around on here. Oh, it doesn't like that when I do that. Okay, so hopefully you can see this. If you can't see it, you can click on it on your computer. And the top says notes elimination method. So you want to write that down. Today's date is the 11th, 2/11/21 is what it says there. This is from section, I put 623. You know what? Change that to 631. It's actually 631. So I'll get my pen and I'll change that to 631. This is 631. That's a 631. Okay. And so elimination method is the method that we are learning today. So you're copying this down. Let me try and make this a little bigger again. Okay, that's better. Get my pen back. All right, how to solve a system of equations by the elimination method, also called the addition method. Okay, so this is called the addition method because we're going to add two equations together. Okay, so you're writing this down, how to solve a system of equations by the elimination method, also called the addition method, period. So we're going to write these two equations down, and they are color coded here. If you want to use colors, that's always nice to see colors on your notes. X minus y equals -2 is our first equation. And then negative 2x plus 4y equals 10 is our second equation. Okay, so x minus y equals -2 and negative 2x plus 4y equals 10. Two different colors. All right, we want to make opposite coefficients for one variable. Okay, so this blue equation here, x minus y equals -2, we're going to multiply it by 2 so that we can get it to be a positive 2x and go away, eliminate with this negative 2x. So we're going to put this equation on top right here. Negative 2x plus 4y equals 10. And then the 2x minus 2y equals -4 right below it. How did we get this blue equation? We multiplied this blue equation by 2. Just going to give you a second to write that down. We should be right about here. Okay, our second step is to add the two equations together. So we're going to step 2, add the two equations. So when we add these two equations together, the x's are going to go away because positive 2x and negative 2x make 0. And so we have no more x's, and you're just going to be left with 2y equals 6. So we rewrite 2y equals 6 down here. Then we divide by 2 on both sides, and we get y equals 3. So here's a little note with little pretty stars in a different color. X is eliminated. Now we know y. So since we eliminated the x, we could find the y. We found y equals 3. We're half finished. Now we have to find x, right? So number 3 says solve for the remaining variable, which is x. Since we solved for y, now we need to solve for x. And give me a second to write that down. Now that we know y, our step 4 is to plug your result into either equation to solve for the other variable. So I can use the blue equation or the gold equation. It looks like Ms. Abramson chose to use the blue equation here, x minus y equals -2. And since we know y equals 3, we're replacing that y with a 3 right there. So we're going to put x minus 3 equals -2. Then we're going to add 3 to both sides, and we get x equals 1. So now we know x. Yay, we have x and y. So now we are going to do step 5. State the solution. Step 5. State the solution. Okay, and our solution we are going to state as an ordered pair, as an x, y. So since x is 1, we'll put x first, 1 first. And then since y is 3, we'll put 3 last. It's always in alphabetical order, x, then y. So our solution is 1, 3, right? We can check this solution by plugging them into both of these equations. Both of these equations are both of these equations. And 1, 3 will work in this equation and this equation. All right, so you can finish copying this down. If you need more time to copy it down, I posted it in the classwork section, so you can finish copying it at your own speed, okay? If you're not finished with it, just go back when I'm done, click on it, and finish copying down, all right? So, I know some of you are not going to like me for going on, but just stop wherever you are and finish it after. So this is 5 points that you're turning in today. And then the classwork, the problems that we're doing are another 10 points. So today's assignment is worth 15 points. All right, so I'm going to clear my 631 thing there. And I need to go back. Let's see. All right. You know what? I did not make a Jamboard today, so I guess I'm working off the book. I forgot to make a Jamboard, so I'll just have to work off of this. Okay, hopefully this works. Okay, so in our books on not 511, we want 6. I'm on the wrong page. Chapter 6, 3.1 is where we are. Okay, so we are going to start with, this is not the right problem. Where am I at? 70. No, you know what? This is the wrong book. Sorry. When I restarted my computer, I had to open a new tab. And so I'm in Math 3. So let me change that. Let me go back to Math 1. I was like, that is not the right problem that I was working on this morning when I was prepping. Okay, so 631, here we go. This should be, here we go. 631, can I solve without substituting? So 79, you were supposed to go in and do this problem using like equal values or substitution. They wanted you to do substitution. If you did it, great. If you didn't, leave a space to do it using substitution. Okay, I'm not gonna do that one with you. That was a warm-up problem. I'm gonna do number 80 with you. So make sure you wrote down 79 and you're gonna do that on your own if you haven't already. And I gotta get my pen here. We're gonna do number 80 together. So 6-80, avoid the mess. Let's use the elimination method. So even though we can use the, I'm gonna write those two equations down. It was 2x plus 3y plus 3y equals -2. And the other equation, I gotta go back up. The other equation was, so that was the first equation. The other equation was 5x. So this is the equation from 79, 5x minus 3y equals 16, but we're going to use a different method. So we could use a substitution method to do this. Actually, we could solve this for 3y and substitute it in here if we wanted to, or we could use equal values. We can solve both of them for y equals, and then set them equal to each other. You could do that every time if you wanted to, but that sometimes is harder than what we're about to do right now. So for number 80, what it says is let's use the elimination method instead, because if you look at both of these equations, don't you notice that, hey, this is a positive 3y and that's a negative 3y, right? So they're essentially the same, but one has to be plus and one has to be minus, because if we add this together, if we add these two equations together, won't the y's go away? Right? Because they're the same number and they're opposites. One's positive, one's negative. It's going to eliminate, right? That is called the elimination. Let's write that down. Elimination method, right? That is what we just took notes on. So now we're going to do some more examples on it. So if I add this together, 2x plus 5x, we get 7x equals, and then 16 minus 2 is going to be 14, sorry, 14. And then we divide by 7. So we get, hey, x equals 2. Look how easy that was. Like, we didn't have to do any substitution. We just eliminated them. We just added them together and we were able to solve for x. Once we eliminated y, we were able to solve for x. So now let's solve for y, right? So now we have to go back and solve the other variable. So we need to pick one of these equations. It doesn't matter. You would try and pick the easier one. The top one's a little easier because the numbers are lower. So I'll pick this one to plug my numbers into. So let me change colors here. So I'm going to pick the top equation, 2x plus 3y equals -2, right? I can pick either one. I plug in the 2 here because that's what we found. 2 times 2 plus 3y equals -2. Well, this is 4 plus 3y equals -2. Subtract 4 from both sides. We get 3y equals -6. Divide by 3, divide by 3. Oh, sorry, I have all these controls that you guys can't see and they're in my way and they won't let me divide by 3 right here. Okay, so I had to move them. Divide by 3. So y equals -2. Okay, so even though we found x and y, you want to always write your answer as an ordered pair, right? We have to rewrite it like this. So always put x first. X is 2, and then y is -2. So what that means is these are two lines, right? This first equation is like some line that goes like this. The second equation is some other line that goes like this. So what we found is the intersection of those two lines. These two lines intersect at 2, -2. It means this point is on this line, but this point is also on this line. So that is why that's our solution, and that's why they work in both equations. And that's why it doesn't matter which equation you use when you plug this in to check, because their solution, the point is a solution on both lines where they intersect. Okay, so that is how we use the elimination method. I'm going to erase this and we're going to go on to 81. So let me clear all that away. Move this away. I need to move the page up to 81. Let's read 81. I think we answered everything there. I think it tells us to check our work. Check your solution for part C. I'm going to skip that for now. Maybe we'll do that later. 81. Okay, let's see how we can use our systems and solve them with a word problem. So they're not going to give us the equations, but we need to find the equations ourselves. Okay, so Pat was in a fishing competition at Lake Pisces. Let's pretend it's like, I don't know, it could be Haworth Park or something. You know, they used to have fishing competitions at Haworth Park. Do you ever do that when you were little? I took my kids to do that sometimes. He caught some bass and some trout. Each bass weighed 3 pounds. Each bass weighed 3 pounds, and each trout weighed 1 pound. Pat caught a total of 30 pounds of fish. So we have two types of fish, and there's more to the problem, but we have two types of fish. So let's differentiate them. Let's say x equals the number of bass. Okay, we're going to write that down. Number of bass. This is number 81. X is the number of bass. The other type of fish, what's the other type of fish we had, guys? You can unmute yourselves and talk.
Trout.
Good job. All right. Number of trout. Okay, so X is the number of bass, Y is the number of trout. So since they told us the weight of everything, one of our equations is going to be the weight. We'll put all the weight numbers together. Okay, so how much did the bass weigh?
£3 pounds.
3 pounds. Okay, so since they weighed 3 pounds, we're going to put 3x because that's X is our bass, right? And how much did the trout weigh?
1 pound.
Good, 1 pound. So they weigh 1 pound. So we'll do like 1y. I don't really need that 1 there. It could just be y. Equals, And how much total do they weigh?
30 pounds.
Okay, so we're going to set it equal to 30. Very good. 3x, 3 times the number of bass he caught, plus 1 times the number of trout he caught, equals 30 pounds. So this is our weight equation. Well, we need one more equation. Since there's 2 unknowns here, there's 2 variables, we need another equation. So we need to read the problem some more to get another equation. So let's go to, he got 5 points in the competition for each bass. But since trout are endangered in Lake Pisces, he loses a point for each trout he catches. So Pat's total score is 42 points. So we're going to make another equation, but this one for points. Okay, so how many points does he get for each bass? Don't be afraid to unmute yourself.
He gets 5 points.
All right, he gets 5 points, right? So we're going to do 5x. How many points does he get for each trout?
-1.
-1. So this plus, I need to change it. I shouldn't have wrote a plus. I need to write -1. He gets a point subtracted every time, right? For each trout. And y is the number of trout. And how many points did he score total?
42.
42. Okay. So you see how easy it is, you guys, to come up with the equations, even though this is a word problem. Don't be scared. It's pretty easy to come up with the equations because you have you put all the weight together and then all the points together, right? Can we use the elimination method now to solve this, which would be part B here? So we did part A. Why is
Yes,
this a good problem to use elimination?
because there's a -1y and a +1y.
Okay, very good, because one's +1, this is -1, right? So when we add them, they're going to eliminate. So this is going to be part B. We're going to add them together, right? When we add them together, we get 8x, 3x plus 5x is 8x. The y's are going to go away. That's what we want to happen. And then 30 plus 42 is 72. Okay, and then now we just get to solve for x by dividing by 8. 72 divided by 8 is
9.
9, right? So that means he caught 9. Let's see, x is bass, so 9 bass. Okay, now we got to find y, right? So to find y, we can use either equation. Which one's easier to plug it into, guys? The first one or the second one? Take a look at those. I would pick the first one because they're all positive numbers and this is a positive y. This is a negative y. I don't want to deal with the negative. So I'm going to solve for y by using the top equation. 3 times x, well, x is 9 because we just solved for x right here. 3 times 9 plus 1y, or y, is equal to 30. Okay, we want to solve for y. Well, 3 times 9 is 27 plus y equals 30. We're going to subtract 27 from both sides. So y is going to equal 3, right? So if y equals 3, that's the number of trout. So he caught 3 trout. So we should write this in a sentence, right? Ideally, I would write this as a sentence that Pat caught 9 bass and 3 trout. Okay. It says be sure to check your solution. Let's just check one of them. We can check both of them. Let's say I plug in, I'll plug it in here. Okay, so my solution is 9, 3. So this is my x, this is my y. So if I plug in 5 times 9 minus 3 equals 42. 5 times 9 is 45. Minus 3 equals 42. 45 minus 3, hey, that's 42. And we get 42 equals 42. Yay. This second equation checked out. Should I check the first equation? Definitely. Let's try it. So 3 times 9, right, plus 3 times 9 plus 1y, which is 3, is going to equal 30. Okay, well, 3 times 9 is 27 plus 3. We get 30 equals 30. Okay, that is how you check your work, which you would want to do like on a test, right? If you're taking a test and you're not sure you got it right, you could check your answer by plugging into both equations. And you want to do that on your homework just so you get into the habit of doing it. Okay, so I'm going to clear this away. That's 81. Good job, guys. Let's go to 82 here. Is 82 one of the ones we're doing? Yeah. Annie needs your help. Annie was going to use the elimination method. She was ready to add the same value to both sides of the equation to eliminate the x terms. When she noticed there's a problem, both of the x's are positive. Okay. Is there something we can do to make this solvable?
Multiply it by -1.
Whoa, multiply it by -1. We can do that? Okay, let's write the problems down. The first problem is 2x plus 7y equals 13. And I'm going to write the second equation over here. 2x plus 3y equals 5. Yeah, the problem is if we add these together right now, you're going to get 4x plus 10y equals 18. And that's bad because you still have two variables. So you've created a third equation. You can't do this, right? This needs to be a -2. So what somebody just said is to multiply the second equation by -1. Okay, you can multiply the first equation, but the second equation is nicer. So if I multiply this bottom equation by -1, all these are positive, so all these are going to become negative, right? So minus 2x minus 3y equals -5. Okay, so all we did is multiply the bottom equation by -1, which is super important. You're allowed to do that. You can multiply by any number you need to make these two be opposite of one another. Okay, so that is going to cause that to cancel out. Now we have 7 minus 3y, which is 4y, equals 13 minus 5 is 8. So yay, we get a nice whole number. They don't have to come out whole numbers. They can come out fractions, but most of your homework problems come out whole numbers. One of them comes out a fraction in the problem we're about to do. Okay, we got y. So now we need to go back and solve for the other variable, which is x, right? Now, which one do we want to use? Do we want to use, you want to use one of the original equations? Do you want to use this equation, the first one, or do you want to use the second one? I think the second one's a little easier because the numbers are smaller. You can use the first one, it's fine, but I'm going to use the second one. 2x plus 3y, well, we know y is 2 right here, equals 5. Okay, I'm going to do the rest of the work up here. 2x plus 6 equals 5. All right, almost solving for x. 2 more steps. Let's subtract 6 from both sides. And we get 2x is equal to -1. Ah, this is the one where we get a fraction. Because when I divide by 2 here, and I divide by 2 here, I get a fraction. That's okay. You can have fractions, you know, points on the coordinate be a fraction. So x equals -1/2. Okay, so we want to not leave it like this, but rewrite our answer as an ordered pair, x, y, x always first. It's always alphabetical order. This is going to be on your exit ticket today, guys. You guys have an exit ticket. Okay, so hopefully you're paying close attention and going to do awesome on that 5-point exit ticket. Okay, so our solution is -1/2, +21. Okay, that's 82. And we could definitely check our work if we need to, but I'm not going to since we did the last problem. going to clear this out. Going to go to 83. I'm going to do the first one of 83, and then you get to do B and C is what it says to do on the classwork. Okay, so let me move this up. Okay, let's write 83 down. So 6-83, let's write A down first. So A says 2y minus, I'm going to let you do this one. This one's easier. I'll do the next one with you. Negative 3y plus x equals negative 9. Okay, go ahead and add those together, guys, and solve for y and then solve for x. So I'm going to stop talking here. You do A, and then I'll work B with you. And then when you're done, do this for me. Please type your answer in the chat so I know you're done. Oh, one person's fast. I'll wait for a couple more to put, oh, okay. Wait for a couple more people to put their answer in the chat.
Sorry about that. I accidentally put that in the general chat, not
Everyone,
private.
I noticed that when you posted it a second time. It's all good. Hey, I just appreciate it when you guys respond and put stuff in the chat so I know you're there and paying attention. All right, so the answer that was shared. Oh, I got some more answers in the chat. Let me check them real quick. Okay, you guys got 3-4. Okay, so people said 3-4. So we're good. I don't need to do that one. Yeah, well, if I just quickly, this is negative y equals -4, and then divide by -1. Okay, so if there's a negative in front, I like to divide by -1. Some people like to multiply by -1. That's fine. Y equals, and a negative divided by negative is positive, so we get 4. And then when you plug 4 into either equation, you're going to get x equals 3. Okay. All right, let's try B together. All right, let's see. Is there another? Okay. Let's go away. Let's write down B. And one person is already done with B. Fast. 2x minus 4y equals 14. And yeah, the person who finished B already, you're really good at math. I hope you go on to do the rest. Okay, there's something wrong with this. If I look at this, I don't want to write the second equation yet. What's wrong with this, you guys, the way that this is written? Can somebody tell me? You see how there's an X here and a Y here and a Y and X? Are the X's and the Y's lined up? No, we want to line up the Y's. Okay, so we want to switch this around. So we want to put negative X plus 4Y is equal to -3. You have to line up the X's and the Y's. They weren't lined up here, so we want to switch these two things around. Okay, now they're lined up. So now go ahead and solve it. And 2 people have already solved it. So I'll give you a minute here to put your answers in the chat. Please put a direct message to me, not to everybody. Oh, one person put it to everybody. Don't look, you guys, until you're done. Don't look at the chat until you're done. Okay, so 3 people gave me an answer of 11-2. So that means X is 11, Y is 2. So the Y's are going to cancel when you add these together, right? and we're going to get x equals 11. You guys are doing really well at this. I'm very pleased with how you're doing. So that's what we got, x 11. To get y, you could plug it into either one. I'm going to plug it into the bottom one, and I put negative 11. That's negative 11 plus 4y is equal to negative 3. So I'm going to add 11 to both sides, which will give me 8 over here equals 4y. So y equals 2. So we got 11, 2 for that one. Okay. All right, let's try C. One person's already done with C. So go ahead and try C. That one's not too bad. Yeah, go ahead and try that. I'll give you a minute to work it out. If you're done with C, you can go on to 84. That's the last one I think we're doing. Yeah, 84 is in the kind of the review preview section, but we're making it part of our classwork because your homework is going to be in Delta Math tonight. We're going to use Delta Math because we want you to use that platform because the test this chapter is probably going to be on Delta Math. All right, 3 people give me an answer. 2 of them are the same, 1 is different. So I'm waiting for answers for C. But you guys are done. Let's not wait. So 2 people gave me an answer of -1, +1. Okay, so if I have these equations here, 3x plus 4y equals 1. Did you multiply the second equation by -1, guys? To get one of these to be negative, right? You can multiply the first or the second equation by -1. It doesn't matter. So if you did the first one by -1, that's totally fine. I'm going to do the second one. -2x minus 4y equals -2. If I multiply the second equation by -1, they're all going to become negatives because these are all positives. If any of them were negative, they would become positive. So we get x, the y's are going to go away, equals -1. So that's our x right there. And then our y, we could plug into any equation. I'll plug into the top equation right here. 3 times -1 plus 4y equals 1. 3 times -1 is -3 plus 4y equals 1. I'm going to add 3 to both sides and get 4y is equal to 4. So y equals 1. Okay, so those of you who came up with the equation or the answer, -1, 1, good job. Excellent job, you guys. You guys are doing awesome on this. I'm very happy. That bodes well for your test that's coming up, maybe next week, okay? Okay, so that is the second to last problem. So we have one more problem. I'm gonna clear this away and go down to the last problem. So this is what I was talking about earlier. When you have a system, one equation is going to be one line, the other equation is going to be another line, and where they intersect, that's your solution. That's what we just found, right? We just found, hey, the solution was 1, -1 for the problem that we just did. That's not the point here, but that's what you're finding, okay? Last problem here, it's 84. Okay, so what are the points of intersections on the lines? Use any method you want. So, okay, go ahead and do 84. I'm gonna let you loose on this. 84, you can use equal values, or you can use substitution, or you can use elimination. Use whatever you want for this. That's interesting. Yeah, you could actually use all 3 methods. Try that. And then when you have the answer, please put it in the chat. Okay. Crystal, check your answer by plugging in your answer into the equations and see what you get. Still waiting for a couple more people to give me answers because I got 2 different answers. Oh, Okay, and Reese, can you go ahead and do the same thing and plug in your answers? I have 4 answers now, and 2 of them are the same and 2 of them are different. So let's see what the answer is. One person got 8.6, 2 people got 5.3, and another person got 8.6. Okay, so there's 2 for 8.6 and 2 for 5.3. Let's see. What'd you guys use? You use addition, the elimination method, or did you use equal values? You guys could just unmute yourselves and say what you used.
I used addition with elimination.
Okay, so addition with elimination. Okay, so I'm just going to use equal values. You can use either way because they're both equal to y. So I'm going to put negative x plus 8 equals x minus 2. We can do that, right? Because they're both equal to y. And when you use, if you use elimination, you're going to get a similar answer right here. You're going to get 8 equals 2x minus 2. And then you add 2 to both sides. Okay. So we should get 2x equals 10. So that means x equals 5. Okay, so those of you who got x equals 5, good job. Let me make sure that 6, 2y equals 6. Oh, and then if you added these together, let's say you did that. If you added these together, you would have got 2y equals, and then the x's go away, equals 6, right? And so we would have got y equals 3. So y equals 3. So our solution is 5, 3. Okay, I kind of used 2 methods there, but yeah. So that is how you do that. All right, let's try this last one, B. Okay, one more try. Yeah, you guys get another one. And if you got it wrong, don't worry about it. It's okay. We're all working together, and that's we're here to work together and help each other. So that's great. And so when you finish, if you could put your answer in the chat, that would be great. All right, got one answer, waiting for a few more people so that we could confirm this the correct answer. Nobody wants to confirm. People are scared. Let's see. What are we on? We're at 84. I have the answers here. All right. There it is. 2, -6. So Reese, I think you had the right answer, right? 2, -6 is the answer for part B. And there's various ways we could do that. So let me scroll down again to 84. 2, -6. You could use equal values method for this one, or you could use substitution or elimination. I think substitution or equal values is a good one for this one. So like you could bring the x to the other side and do it that way. Yeah, we could do it that way. So if I do 2x minus y equals 10, so that's the first equation. I'm going to move this x over here by adding 4x over here, adding 4x over here. So I get 4x plus y equals 2. Okay. Does everybody see what I did there on that second equation? I just moved the x over so the x and y were together. So we have that. Now the y's are going to go away. You're going to get 6x equals 12. Well, 6 goes into 12 2 times, so x equals 2. Plug it into the second equation is easier to plug it into because it's already solved for y. So y equals -4 times 2 plus 2, or -8 plus 2, which is -6. So 2, -6 is our solution for part B. All right, guys, moment of truth here. Okay, so I'm going to close this out, erase this, and what do we got to do? Okay, I hope, let's see if your exit ticket has posted. So you're going to take a picture of what we just did, right? You're going to submit the first notes that we took, which was the elimination method notes, right? These notes, you're going to submit those notes. And then you're also going to submit the 79 through 84 that we just did all of together. Oh, look, one person started in, yay. And then let's see if your exit ticket has posted. Exit ticket. Hasn't posted. Oh, I don't have it posted till 11:10. Let me post it right now, and then you guys can get started on it. So go ahead and upload your classwork while I post this, okay? And you're gonna do this exit ticket. It's just 4 questions. It is a quiz, okay? So it counts as a quiz, and you have to use academic honesty, right? Because if I find any cheating, that'd be very, very bad. Like if you use stuff you're not supposed to use. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and upload your classwork while I make this live. Let me... press the wrong thing again. Here, you know what I need to do? I need to